If I could go back and give myself one piece of advice before starting a business in Norway, it would be this. Don't do what I did. I made every mistake you can make, and I'm going to walk you through all of them so you don't have to do the same thing. Today, I'm going to break down 3 things I wish I would have known: the mistakes, the cost, and the fix. Stick around, you might save yourself a lot of trouble. I'm Ben, Polish chef, 20 years up north, from Svalbard to Lofoten. If you're thinking about starting something in Norway, scan this QR code. It leads to polishchefben.com. Everything's there. Now let's talk about what not to do. Starting a business in Norway is not like starting one anywhere else. The rules are different. The environment is different, and the margin for error is almost zero. I learned that the hard way, so I'm going to share what I wish someone would have told me before I did all of that. Let's start with the mistakes. The mistakes. I thought I could do it alone, but I couldn't. No one can do anything alone. No one, not even billionaires, not even millionaires, no one. Everybody has a network, everybody's using their network. So it's super important that you develop a network. I didn't understand the local rules, and it cost me a lot of time, energy, and money. So it's important to learn. Whichever part of Norway you decide to do a business, you need to go, you need to learn the culture. Each place is different. Even though Norway is a small country, each city has its own unique culture. Each city has its own unique people who are doing things. So you really need to lock in and decide which place you want to do, whether it's Norway. Hello, Ken. How are you? Yeah, welcome, everybody. I'm at the airport, so it might be a little background noise, but I'm getting ready to travel. So that's why it's a bit noisy in the background. But I had to get this live in before I went off. So this is the perfect time. And like learning the local rules. My name is Ben. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, Sloth. My name is Benjamin. So yeah, I didn't understand the local rules. I didn't understand how things worked, and it cost me a lot of time. So that's why, but it took me time to figure all of that out. But if I was to do it again, I would try to learn all of those rules first, at least as many of them as you can. Oh, I'm on my way. I'm going to Russia, actually. So I'm going to do some cool videos also about Russia, because everybody's has so many questions about Russia. So I'm planning to go there with my family, and I'm also going to document a little bit about the food, about the culture, and about how the similarities and differences between Lofoten and the Arctic and Norway and Russia. So tune in for that. Those videos are going to be coming soon. And also, I didn't build a buffer. So financial or emotional. It's important to have a financial buffer if you want to do some business in Norway. Of course, you can start with very little money. It just depends on what you want to do, which type of business. And also you can take over other businesses. So sometimes you don't even need to start from zero. You can just buy someone's business. Okay, thank you so much, Ken. Have a nice day. Take care. You can buy someone else's business. You save a lot of time. Or, it depends on how bad the business is. So you have to really check into that. But you don't always have to start from zero. And if you do decide to start from zero, do your homework, learn all of the conditions for your business. And I chased opportunities instead of building systems. And that's one thing that I really regret, is that don't chase every shiny thing. When you decide on something, do it and build the systems around that to support it, to make that business work. Because if you start this one and then you see another shiny, nice looking object or business, and then you jump to that and then you jump to another one, it's going to delay everything. Everything's going to be delayed. So I wouldn't recommend that, jumping from opportunity to opportunity. Just take one, lock in, and do it. Now I have a question for you, chat. Have you ever made a mistake in a business or project that you wish you could take back? If yes, just give me a thumbs up. If no, just do a thumbs down. Drop it in the chat now, okay? And the mistakes were bad, but the costs were even worse. The fix. Yeah. So you have to build a system, not just a plan. And that's what I eventually learned the hard way, is that without a system, everything else is just pointless, and it's just going to use a lot of time and energy and money. So with the system is what's important. And once you build this system, you have to follow the system. You know, what's the point of having a system if you don't follow it? And also understand the environment before you start. So when you go, check, learn the laws, learn the regulations, learn the rules. Depending on which type of business you want to do, there's different type of rules and different type of regulations, and learn who's responsible for what. And one thing about Norway that I've noticed is that there's usually only one person that can do something in Norway. And when they go on holiday, that position, that job is not getting done. No one's going to do their work. And it's not in other places, like in other places where different people can do the same thing. Not from my experience here. So on Easter, everything shuts down. In the summer, everything shuts down. Christmas, everything shuts down. So things will take much longer than you realize here in Norway. So plan ahead. And also you have to create a buffer, financial, emotional, and relational. This buffer is important to protect you, to protect your business, to protect your mind, everything. And find people who know what you don't. So don't be afraid to use your network and use people and things that that help you and that you can share with each other. And so, yes, I think I skipped something here. So let me see. Yeah. So I have another question for you. How prepared are you to get started in Norway now, chat? If you're ready to go, give a thumbs up in the chat. If you need more time, drop a thumbs down. It's okay. Things take time. I want you to see here. Scan the QR code or just head to polarchefbin.com. That's where the community lives, the square, the tools, it's all there. And before we wrap, I want to leave you with this, chat. I made every mistake so you don't have to. The cost was high, but I'm still here, still building and still showing up. That's the real lesson. The mistakes don't define you. What you do after them, that's what defines you. And I want to thank everyone for being here. This is live number 8, starting a business in Norway when nobody tells you. I have some time now for questions and answers if you want to do that. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Benjamin Holmes. So I have some time now for questions and answers about starting a business in Norway or moving to Norway. Once again, I'm at the airport, so it might be a little bit noisy. I'm not sure if you can hear me okay, but yeah, I have some time for question and answers if somebody has a question and answer. Otherwise, the cost. The cost. What did it cost me to learn all of this and start a business in Norway? It cost me money that I had and didn't have. I invested a lot of times. A lot of times I had to work for free, and my wife wasn't so happy about that. But we had to do, like, she think like, why are you doing all of this for free? And I didn't know why I was doing it for free either. But sometimes you have to invest. You have to consider it like an investment into yourself, into your future. And I realize now that all of those experiences that I did, and some of them I did for free, now I'm benefiting from it. Now that I'm here in Lofoten, I have my cafe, I have my tours, and all of this was built on all of the things that I did for free on Svalbard. And it cost me time. Those are many of my best years that I will never get back. But sometimes you have to sacrifice and you have to invest if you really want it. And it cost me energy, mental, emotional, and physical energy that I had to give to do a business in Norway, and also on Svalbard, and also in Lofoten. And it cost me relationships. Some I never rebuilt. Some people that came in at the right time, the right moment, they helped me to get to a certain point, and then we went our separate ways. But I also post that. Yeah, so that's why it's not easy, but it's possible if that's what you want to do. If you want to come to Norway, if you want to do business in Norway, it's definitely possible, but you have to do your homework. And I have one last question for you, Chad. Have you ever paid a price you didn't expect for a mistake? Something really cost you that but every mistake you learn, you grow. But you ever did something that you didn't expect for a mistake? Give a thumbs up in the chat or thumbs down in the chat. And I think we're going to wrap. So this is the Live 8, starting a business in Norway, what nobody tells you, question and answers, Arctic Chef Live. If you want to go deeper, join me on Sundays. I have the Polar Kitchen. I'm going to do more like a cooking format. Link is in the pinned comment. I'll be cooking dishes there. Scan the code if you haven't. It leads to polarchefben.com. The door is open. I'm Ben, Polar Chef, and I'll see you next time, chat. Take care. Thank you, everyone.